Coping with Tre Tailor, giving you info and advice to help you thrive and survive in life, because we'll always be coping with something. Coping.
Thank you so much for joining us for Coping with Tre Tailor, giving you info and advice to help you thrive and survive in life because, as you know, we'll always be coping with something. I'm Tre Tailor, and today we are coping with Suds and Grubs. Carmen Julious is with us. She is the CEO of Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services, PALSS, in Columbia, South Carolina. Carmen, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you, Tre. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Carmen and her organization have a great event coming up, and we're going to talk to her about that and more coming up next. But first, your COVID community updates.
The Comet gives me a reliable source of transportation.
It's very convenient to me, and they have wonderful drivers.
It's clean, and it builds community. It's fun to meet people.
It makes me feel like really independent. It's just fun.
It's always going to be there and just gets me everywhere I need to go.
We try to ride every single day. Comedy is our livelihood.
Computers, they're a part of our everyday life, but when they're not working, they're an everyday problem. So call Computers Unique, your everyday solution. 803-351-5821. Is your computer running slow, won't turn on? Do you need a screen replaced? Or maybe you just need another computer? Well, Computers Unique is your one-stop shop for all your computer needs. They have a wide variety of new and pre-owned PCs, Macs, and tablets. So call Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall. 803-351-5821. 803-351-5821.
Hello, I'm Carolyn Sawyer, an entrepreneur and caregiver. Part of taking care of your health is knowing if you're at risk of type 2 diabetes. Prediabetes is serious and puts you at risk for developing type 2 diabetes. Up to 90% of South Carolinians who have it don't know they have it. Visit inittogethersc.org. Take an online test to find out your risk and join a diabetes prevention program. This message brought to you by the Diabetes Action Council of SC.
Thank you again so much for joining us for Coping with Tre Tailor. Hey, don't forget, we are streaming live on the Tailor Made production page. Please go over there, hit like and share and follow, and you'll be able to see and get notifications as to when we go live Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday, of course, is Wellness Wednesday from In It Together SC of the Diabetes Action Council, and then again on Thursday and Friday. We're also streaming live on the YouTube channel. Please go over there and hit the subscribe button. We've got about 3 years of information, interviews, and resources available to help you cope. We also have a presence on Instagram and also on Twitter. Well, today we are coping with Suds and Grub. That's right. It's the upcoming fundraiser from Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services. Carmen Julious joins us. Carmen Hampton Julious. I always cut your name off short.
And that's fine.
Carmen joins us as a CEO of Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services. Before we go to your great event coming up, Carmen, tell us, for those who may not know, what PALSS does and is.
Well, PALSS is a community-based organization. We focus on public health. Our historical focus is on HIV and AIDS in our community. But of course, we provide services around hepatitis and currently COVID-19.
All right, great. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. But you've got, listen, throughout the year, you all do all types of great events. And you've got one coming up in a couple of weeks. And it's called Suds and Grub Beer and Barbecue Festival. Who doesn't love beer? Who doesn't love barbecue? And listen, not only do beer and barbecue go together, somebody may be saying, well, Tre, you're a vegetarian. Well, I've had some good vegetarian barbecue. And it's good too. So tell us about this event you guys have coming up.
Well, our Suds and Grubs Beer and Barbecue Festival is back after a hiatus due to COVID. We have not held this event since 2019. So we're really excited that it's coming back. And as the title says, you will have the opportunity to enjoy barbecue by locally renowned barbecue chef Joe Turkley, and we will be at the Swamp Cabbage Brewery, where you will be able to sample microbrews, again, locally made. We're really excited about it. It has been a very popular event in years past, so we're excited that it's back.
That's great. So tell us when it is and how people can participate.
Well, we will be holding Suds and Grubs on September 16th. That's a Friday. So you can come right after work. We'll begin at 5 and go until 9 p.m. During that time, we'll make a $15 donation. For your $15 donation, you get an overflowing plate of delicious barbecue. And for vegetarians, we do have vegetarian sides that you can enjoy.
Yay!
Also. Yes, absolutely, along with your micro brew. So with your $15 donation, you will get a plate of food, and you will also get one beverage ticket. You can use it for some of the wonderful micro brews that Swamp Cabbage Brewery has, but you can also get a soft drink or a bottle of water if that's what you choose to do. So we'll have a lot of music, we'll have giveaways, and a silent auction. So you don't want to miss this great event. We're glad to have it back and glad to offer this event to Columbia again.
Oh man, that sounds like such a great time. You've got great food, great music, and great drinks. And people can, like you said, sample all types of different types of brews. And their $15 donation gives them the barbecue. And like you said, and we can see the information there on your website, gives them an opportunity to get something to drink and something to eat too, right?
Absolutely.
Carmen?
Absolutely.
So listen, if people are not able to come to Suds and Grub, but they want to help support this event and what this event supports, how can they do that?
Well, certainly they can go to our website, www.palss.org. There's a donate button. You can certainly make a donation. Additionally, we love volunteers. We need volunteers to help us keep our programs going and keep our programs afloat. So certainly, if you would like more information or if you would like to volunteer, you can give us a call at 803-779-7257. That's our office number. We're here on Monday through Friday.
All right, 779-7257, 779-7257 for more information about Suds and Grub Beer and Barbecue Festival. And also, like you said, Carmen, if people want to donate. Now, you said that this event and everything you guys do goes to support PALSS. What does that mean when people are making donations to support PALSS?
Well, what we like to tell people is that for every $100, we can feed a family of 4 for 4 days from our emergency food pantry. For every $100, we can provide transportation to doctor's appointments or to seek housing for seven persons with HIV for a week. If you donate $100, you are supporting 5 HIV tests, 5 individual HIV tests. So we want people to know what their actual dollars are doing. It just doesn't go into someone's pocket or disappear into a pot. That money helps us to provide services to the community. We have most recently started a mobile unit where we take our mobile unit out into the community, particularly to rural areas and areas where people don't have access to testing and HIV care services. We want to make sure that everyone has equal access. So that, your donations help support those kinds of programs like our mobile unit, our outreach, our testing, housing, which is a very important issue for many of our clients, our food pantry where we can provide food and toiletries and things like baby formula and diapers for persons who are in need.
Wow, that's really a lot of services. People, I think that you are just kind of going out in the community, as you said, and providing the HIV and AIDS tests, but you guys are doing some basic grassroots type of services for people that are HIV and AIDS positive.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We try to treat the whole person. We don't just treat that person physically, but we try to treat that person mentally, emotionally, and even in their environment, helping people to find affordable housing, helping people to get back and forth to their appointments for medical care. We do provide primary HIV care here on site. We have an on-site provider so that we can help persons with that. We can help persons with pharmacy and getting their medications and even getting insurance and other benefits benefits that will help them live a higher quality of life. So we have case managers, we have a behavioral health specialist, we have peer adherence coaches and testers and outreach specialists and all those folks who are working together to make our community healthier.
Yeah, I love that you say that because it is really so much bigger than just the person who may have HIV and AIDS. I mean, we're looking at something on your website here, and this is probably not the typical HIV AIDS patient that we think of. Because what were you going to say?
Yeah, I mean, I know, we provide services to many, many families. And I think that, if you look at TV, a lot of television shows, people don't realize that. But we provide services to a lot of families. And we're talking about made families and married families and born families and all those kinds of different families. So when we think about it in that way, we're helping to make healthier families in our community. That helps to strengthen our community and helps to strengthen the health outcomes in our community.
Yeah, Carmen Hampton Julious joins us today as we are coping with PALSS, Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services. They've got a great event coming up, their Suds and Grub event that is happening next week. And it's a barbecue and music festival and so much more. And they definitely want you to come. We've been talking also about the myriad of services that Palmetto AIDS Life Support provides for people that are living with HIV/AIDS, and it is a lot. In addition to, as you said, Carmen, and it's so much, providing resources for funding, housing, medical care, emotional support, so much that is needed. And I love that we're talking about the fact that AIDS and HIV hits people that are other than gay, bisexual, people in the LGBTQ community.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, we have to be aware of that HIV does not discriminate.
Right.
HIV does not care who you are. HIV is about the behaviors you engage in. So our goal is to educate the community about how to keep themselves and their families safe and healthy. HIV is a public health issue, and HIV impacts a lot of other public health issues like poverty and lower levels of education and all those other kind of health issues, lack of health insurance, certainly.
Wow.
So again, our goal is to make sure that we are able to increase the quality of life of persons living with HIV and to educate persons who may be at risk for HIV. And if you don't have the appropriate information, if you don't have accurate and up-to-date information, anyone can be at risk for HIV.
Right. So, Carmen, tell me, when are you guys open and how can people access your services?
Well, we're open Monday through Friday, and we're open on every other Saturday for testing only. We are open late on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So Monday through Friday, we're open 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're here until 7:30. And you can get the full array of services in the evening that you could get at 10 o'clock in the morning. So we want people to know that our case managers are available, our behavioral health is available, food pantry, transportation, all those things are available even on our late nights. And we welcome people to come in. We know that people work and people go to school or they have, family obligations. Everyone is not able to make it between 8:30 and 5. So we've made that adjustment so that we can better serve our populations.
So, Carmen, what do people need to do if they want to take advantage of your many services and resources?
If they want to take advantage of
your services and resources.
Oh, just give us a call, 803-779-7257. We can make an appointment for you, no problem. We do walk-in services, depending on what service it is. We want to make sure that that provider is here. So we would prefer you call ahead of time, but certainly for persons who want to test, you can certainly walk in and get tested.
All right,
Walk-ins are welcome.
803-779-7257. Do they need to have been tested there to take advantage of your services?
No, and absolutely not. We can certainly send for medical records and test results and get those into our records and go ahead and get that person in care. The important thing is that that person gets into care. That is important to us.
You know, I want to talk a little bit about that, Carmen, because I think there obviously is still such a stigma surrounding HIV/AIDS. So let's talk a little bit, and this is really HIV/AIDS 101 from the person who has HIV or AIDS. What does it mean for that person? And then I want to know, what does it mean for family, friends?
Well, that's a difficult situation to be in, being newly diagnosed with HIV. Just because you're diagnosed with a disease does not necessarily make you an expert on that disease. So, of course, we want to make sure that that person is educated and that person understands what their options are.
Yeah.
We know that HIV is not a death sentence as it
Right.
was previously thought to be. There are a lot of treatments that we can use that keep people alive for a very, very long time, keep people healthy for a very, very long time so they can live a high quality life. But we also want to make sure that that person gets into care and stays into care, because that is what will help that person have a better health outcome.
Right.
But when persons come in with HIV, they may have other issues. There may be, other health issues, mental health issues. There may be other issues like lack of transportation, and that's why they've never gotten into care or never gotten tested. There may be issues that they're living in substandard housing. Maybe they're living in housing that they really can't afford, or they may be homeless. Not everyone has those problems, but a great majority of our clients do have other issues that come along with an HIV diagnosis. So we have to be able to work with the whole person, and that is our goal. We do that again through a great staff of people. Our staff is highly trained, and we do an assessment so that we understand what that person's needs are and how that person wants to proceed and progress through the rest of their life, so that we can help them get on that road and get on that journey. We want people to be self-sustaining. We don't want them to have to depend on us. We want to help them through whatever obstacles they have so that they can go ahead and move forward on their own.
Right. We're looking at the PALSS website here. If you want more information about PALSS, you can log on to PALSS.org, PALSS.org. And as Carmen said, you can call PALSS at 803-779-7257. PALSS was formed, as the website says, in 1985 to help South Carolinians fight the war against HIV and AIDS, and offers free services to people who have been diagnosed with or at risk of contracting HIV/AIDS, including working with their loved ones. Now, in addition to HIV/AIDS, PALSS also has programs and services available and does testing for STIs, sexual transmitted diseases too, right?
Yes, absolutely, including hepatitis. And currently, of course, we're offering services for COVID-19. We provide COVID-19 testing and also COVID-19 vaccines. So you can get those services here. Of course, many of our services are available at no cost to the consumer. So we want people to not worry about costs. Give us a call. Let us work it out. If you give us the opportunity, we can pretty much get your services at no cost.
Right. Wow, that's great. 803-779-7257, 803-779-7257 for more information about Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services. And don't forget, they've got a big event coming up. It's called the Suds and Grub. I'm going to get that right.
It's a tongue twister.
It's a tongue twister for sure. It is you can see it right there. Suds and Grub Beer and Barbecue Festival. Again, you can check it out.
Thanks to Swap Cabbage Brewery for having us again this year. They have been supporting us throughout the history of Suds and Grubs, and we really appreciate them. They're located at 921 Brookwood Drive here in Columbia.
That's right. And it's Friday, September 16th from 5 until 9 p.m. It's going to be a great night of beer, barbecue, silent auction, entertainment, only $15 per person. And that includes a barbecue plate and a beverage ticket. And as Carmen said, there are options for people like me who are non-carnivores, vegetarians. So come on out and support Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services. And listen, you can buy a ticket and donate it to somebody else if you can't come, because of all of the great services that they do at Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services. Now, Carmen, you guys have something else coming up later on this month too.
Yes, we have PrEP Week coming out. And for those of you who are not familiar, PrEP is a medicine that can lower your risk of getting HIV. It's been around for several years now, but we really need to get the word out about PrEP into our communities. PrEP is shown to be a great assistance to keeping people HIV negative and keeping people healthy. So we will be doing some activities around PrEP Week. As I said, we go out into the community. PrEP Week is September 16th through the 30th. And during that week, we will be at some of the local colleges and universities. We'll be at Claflin University on September 27th, Allen University September 28th, and Benedict College September 29th to test in those locations. However, we have other locations we'll be testing. We test at a Walmart neighborhood market in Orangeburg on September 15th. We'll be at the Benedict Allen Corner store at 8 p.m. on September 14th. Come on out, give us a call. We want you to know your status. We want people to be healthy. Once you know your status, you will have information that will help keep you and your loved ones safe and healthy.
Yeah, the main thing is, like you said, Carmen, get tested.
Yes.
Don't walk around in fear of knowing when you can get help if you know. But the only way you're going to get the help is to know. The fear should be not knowing. You want to know. Because as Carmen said, it is no longer a death sentence. There are great medicines now, right, Carmen, that people can take. One pill. Sometimes in some instances, they can just take one pill a day, and that will help you live a healthy and productive life, even with.
And the PrEP is one pill a day. One pill that can keep you safe from getting HIV.
Wow. That's big. All right. You can see the information about the free testings during PrEP Week on the screen. So if you want more information and have questions, please contact Carmen, Julious, and the folks at PALSS at 803-779-7257, 803-779-7257 for more information about all of the free services that they offer at PALSS. Of course, for the information about PrEP Week. And of course, we want you to come out and check out Suds and Grub's Beer and Barbecue Festival going on September 16th in Columbia, South Carolina, at the Swamp Cabbage Brewing Company. Again, 803-779-7257. For more information about the barbecue festival and for more information about Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services. Hey, Carmen, thank you as always so much for what you guys are doing in our community. It's such important work. And, you know, I mean, my heart is full because I know that there's still such a stigma attached to HIV AIDS. I mean, to the point where people still don't want to admit that they have it. But you know, if you think that you may have been exposed, and listen, here's the thing, if you're having unprotected sex, you could be exposed, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, again, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that their own personal risk. And that is what we want people to know. And that is part of our testing process. We get that person to assess their own personal risk. So at least they have information. They have some information to protect themselves.
Yeah. PALSS, Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services, PALSS.org. Contact them for more information. Log on to the website and, of course, call 803-779-7257. Carmen, thank you again so much for joining us today. Thank you so much for all of the great work that you continue to do in our community, as today we are coping with Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services. We appreciate you, beautiful.
Thank you, Trey. As always, thank you.
We appreciate it. Listen, we'll be right back with more Coping next.
Hello, I'm Carolyn Sawyer, an entrepreneur and caregiver. Part of taking care of your health is knowing if you're at risk of type 2 diabetes. Prediabetes is serious and puts you at risk for developing type 2 diabetes. Up to 90% of South Carolinians who have it don't know they have it. Visit inittogethersc.org. Take an online test to find out your risk and join a diabetes prevention program. This message brought to you by the Diabetes Action Council of SC.
Thank you so much for joining us for Coping with Tre Tailor. If you have a product or service that could help someone cope with COVID, please email copingwithtretailer@gmail.com. We would love for you to be a proud sponsor, just like In It Together SC and the Diabetes Action Council. They sponsor Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday here on Coping with COVID. Javis Tax Services, Palmetto Media Connections, the Fifth Circuit Solicitor's Office, Attorney Byron Gibson, Agape Counseling and Training Services, Black Pages, Black Expo, the Comet Bus System, and Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall. We also would love for you to be a guest on the show. If you have a story or initiative that could help someone cope with COVID, please email booking@copingwithtretatailor.com. Booking@copingwithtretatailor.com. That information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. We would love to feature you on the show because we're always coping with something. As always, we leave you with a great devotional. I'm reading back again from Jesus Calling. This says, when things seem to be going all wrong, stop and affirm your trust in me. Calmly bring these matters to me and leave them in my capable hands. Leave them there. Then simply do the next thing. Stay in touch with me through thankful, trusting prayers, resting in my sovereign control. Rejoice in me. Exult in the God of your salvation. As you trust in me, I make your feet like the feet of a deer. I enable you to walk, to make progress upon your high places of trouble, suffering, or responsibility. When things are going wrong, remember what is right. Jesus, he can do it for you. Thank you guys so much for joining us today for Coping with Tre Tailor. Until the next time, I wish you peace and abundant blessings. Take care, stay well, God bless. And if you're going to be out and about with large crowds, especially inside, don't forget to wear your mask over your nose and under your chin. I'll see you soon.
Coping, find peace of mind to survive through whatever. Coping, learning the way that we thrive all together. Coping, finding out what's real. Coping, we can heal, we can heal, we can heal. Coping with stress, coping with strife, bringing hope for success, for improving our life. Coping beyond hoping to do more than survive, ways to live a healthy life. Coping and promoting, learning what you can do, 6 ways to a better you.